Smoke filled the air, screams echoed down the corridor, and orange flames devoured everything in sight. The night that would change 2 lives forever began with a desperate cry. "Help! Please! Someone help my daughter!" When everyone else ran away, one man ran toward the fire. A single dad, a janitor. A hero no one saw coming. And as he carried the unconscious girl through the smoke, his trembling voice whispered, "I knew you would come." No one at St. Clair Academy ever paid attention to the janitor. Daniel worked quietly, pushing his mop, fixing broken lights, and emptying trash bins. He didn't mind. Life had taught him that respect isn't earned by titles. It's earned by choices. His daughter, Lily, was his whole world. Every dollar he earned went to her school fees and asthma medicine. Every night he told her stories about heroes, never realizing he was one himself. That rainy Friday evening, Daniel was finishing his shift. Most of the staff had already left when he noticed the lights still on in the top floor art room. He climbed the stairs, intending to remind whoever was there that the building was closing. That's when he heard laughter. A soft, melodic sound that belonged to a young woman, followed by the clicking of high heels on marble. She was none other than Emma Hartwell, the daughter of the school's biggest benefactor, a billionaire who had donated millions to the academy. Emma wasn't like other rich kids. Despite her wealth, she volunteered at charity events and tutored younger students. That night, she was working on a painting for a charity auction, a surprise gift for her father's foundation. Daniel smiled quietly and offered to lock up after her. "You should go home, sir." "It's late," she said warmly. He just nodded, continuing his rounds. Moments later, a thunderous boom ripped through the silence. The old electrical wiring, long overdue for replacement, sparked behind the walls. In seconds, flames burst out, swallowing the hallway and trapping Emma inside the art room. The smoke alarms blared. Everyone outside fled, shouting for help. But Daniel, standing near the entrance, didn't think twice. His heart pounded, not with fear, but with the raw instinct of a father who knew what it meant to lose everything. He grabbed a wet mop, tore off his jacket to cover his face, and charged into the flames. The heat was unbearable. His lungs screamed for air. He kicked the door open and saw Emma coughing, trapped by fallen beams. Without hesitation, he lifted one, burning his arms in the process. "Hold on," he shouted. She tried to speak, but her voice was lost in the choking smoke. He wrapped her in his jacket, carried her on his shoulders, and pushed through the collapsing hallway. The building groaned, debris falling around him. He could barely see the exit, but the memory of Lily's face gave him strength. "Daddy always comes," she had told him once. And he whispered back through the flames, "I knew you would come," as if answering her faith in him. With one final burst of will, he broke through the doors and stumbled into the open air, collapsing beside Emma as firefighters rushed in. When Emma woke up in the hospital, her father stood by her bedside, cold, powerful, and shaken. "Who saved you?" he demanded. She pointed weakly toward the man in the corner, hands bandaged, eyes downcast, the janitor. Mr. Hartwell looked at Daniel, uncertain whether to feel gratitude or guilt. "You risked your life for my daughter," he said quietly. Daniel simply replied, "Any father would have." A word spread like wildfire. How the humble janitor had saved the millionaire's daughter when no one else dared. But what no one knew was how that night would change both families forever. Days passed. Daniel tried to return to work, but the burns on his hands made it hard to hold a mop. He worried about losing his job, and with it Lily's future. One afternoon, Emma visited him. She brought a small sketchbook, filled with drawings she had done of him and Lily, smiling. "You don't know what you did for me," she said softly. "You reminded me that kindness still exists." Then, she made a promise. Her father's company had an opening in their facility management division. A better job, with real benefits and a salary Daniel had never dreamed of. At first, he refused. "I didn't do it for a reward," he said. "I did it because she's someone's daughter." But Emma's eyes glistened. "And Lily deserves the kind of future you gave me that night," she replied. Months later, Daniel's life transformed. He moved into a better apartment, Lily's health improved, and for the first time in years, he felt proud when looking in the mirror. Emma often visited them, bringing art supplies for Lily. What started as gratitude grew into something deeper, a quiet bond between two hearts healed by fire. One evening, during a charity event honoring first responders, Daniel stood on stage beside Emma. The crowd applauded as the mayor spoke of courage and selflessness. Daniel looked out, spotting Lily in the front row, clapping harder than anyone. He turned to Emma, who smiled, tears shining under the lights. And in that moment, as the applause thundered, Emma whispered, "When I was trapped, I kept thinking someone would come. I was terrified, but I knew you would come." Daniel's eyes softened, the same words echoing in his soul, the same words he once whispered to himself through smoke and fear. "I knew you would come." Two lives from different worlds, bound by fire, by faith, and by love. Not the kind that burns quickly, but the kind that endures like embers that never die.